Good afternoon, everybody. It is Super Bowl Sunday, so I'm going to make this one real quick. And as you can see by the title, what we're talking about is longevity in marriage really doesn't mean a whole lot. You see, you shouldn't take advice from everybody simply because they've been married for a long period of time. So what? The advice you should take should be based on the quality of the marriage. The quality of the marriage, the fun of the marriage, the intimacy of the marriage. You see, I have a friend. I'm going to give you a comparison. I have a friend. In his marriage, he's been married for almost 4 years now. But what I can tell you about his marriage from the lessons that he's learned and the lessons that his wife has learned over the years is that every day they are dedicated to having fun and intimacy in their marriage. They are dedicated to maintaining that newlywed status, that newlywed state of mind, that dating state of mind, because they know that that continuation of that state will give them a happy and prosperous marriage throughout their entire life. Now, conversely to that, I know couples who've been married for 20, 30 plus years and they can't stand each other. They don't do anything together. Their marriage is lifeless. It has no intimacy about it. They don't have fun. As a matter of fact, one young lady stated that when she goes to work, that's when she has her fun. When she goes to work is when she has her fun. Not when she's with her husband, not when they go on dates, not when they spend time together, not when they have shared interests. None of those things is the fun in her life. The fun in her life is when she goes to work. Why would you listen to that person? The only thing that person can tell you about marriage is what not to do. But even in that, you don't want to be around that person. Because whoever you're around is who you will develop and become. You will rub on one another. You may maintain certain aspects about yourself, but there are certain aspects of that person that will become part of you. Just like if you hang around a person long enough, you start using some of their phrases. So if you hang around people who suggest that marriage is hard work, that marriage is it becomes dull, it becomes dry, that the intimacy leaves, and that those types of things happen, that you stop hanging around each other, you stop doing all this. If you hang around those kinds of people, you will become that. That is what your marriage will become. If those people are biting against each other, are always fussing, always arguing, your marriage is doomed to become that same thing. You see, you got to be around people who typify what type of marriage you want. If they're affectionate, if they're loving, if they're having fun, that's the type of people you need to be around if that's the type of marriage you want. And let's think about this. Who gets married to live a dull life? You know, Benjamin Franklin says something to the effect that a man dies at 25 and then spends the rest of his life getting into the grave. This is a sentiment that is said about marriage consistently. A man gets ready to get married, his friends tell him that he's getting the nails in the coffin, that he's dying, that it's the death of his life, and that the rest of his life is this situation of walking dead. Is that what you want in your life? You see, and many marriages is that way, where the marriage is dead. There is no marriage. There's no life in it. There's no love in it. There's no intimacy in it. There's no fun. Think about when you was a child. When you was a child, your life was dedicated to fun, to enjoyment, to having a good time, to enjoying the aspects of life that surrounds you. If things weren't fun around you, you would leave it and go and try to find that fun. You got to get to that in your marriage. Get to that fun. And I'm going to tell you how you do it. It starts in the picking phases. But before you even start picking, you got to know who you are. Know thyself is an old acting. Know thyself. You need to know exactly who you are. Now, many of you right now just said, I know exactly who I am. But here's the problem. You get into a relationship, and even though you may know who you are, you're not being yourself. You got to be you. Be you 100% full force. And guess what? If the people around you don't like you, then your circle will change. Those people who don't like it, can't deal with it, can't stand it, they will remove themselves. And then you will find yourself attracted to people who love the way that you are. Now, isn't that the type of relationship you want to be in? You want to be in a relationship with somebody who loves you just being you, so that you don't have to work at it. And that's why I said marriage is not hard work. Yes, it's work, but not hard work, because if you're just being you and that person feels the love from you being you, and vice versa, then you're not working hard. You're just being you. Now, you may work harder to improve you, and that's just going to improve the relationship. So it's not hard work. It becomes hard work when you're not being you. You're not being authentic to yourself, and you're trying to conform to the standards of somebody else. So just be you. And when you're being you, you will gravitate towards a person. You will attract a person who fits your piece of the puzzle. Now, you won't be perfect, and he won't be perfect, or she won't be perfect. But the thing about it, as long as there are no deal breakers within that, then you guys are going to have fun. You're going to have pleasure. You're going to enjoy yourselves in however method you find enjoyment and intimacy. It will always be there because you're just being you. And they are just being themselves as well. And you can maintain that, then you can maintain a joy, and you can maintain a peace, and you can maintain a happiness, and then abundance will be about your entire life. That's all you have to do. Know yourself. Be yourself. And then recognize that everything is not going to be perfect. But as long as it's not a deal breaker, then you have an opportunity to have a 20, 30 plus year marriage that is still fun, that still has joy, that still has excitement, that still has love. And if you have that after 20, 30 years, then I'll listen to what you have to say. But if you don't have that and it's 20, 30 years, I'm not listening to it, nor am I going to celebrate it. So you can put up 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. But if it's 20 years, 30 years of walking dead marriage, I'm not celebrating that. I'm condemning that. I'm saying that is a travesty, that is a sin daily, that you are daily sinning. You can talk about a person who gets divorced, but I'd rather take that one sin, that one day, that one time that they sin, than to take this person who's in a marriage and every day it's a sin, because it's a sin against love. It's a sin against happiness. It's a sin against joy. It's a sin against intimacy. It's a sin against what marriage is supposed to be about. So I'd rather take the one than the multiple daily walking dead. So you choose who you're going to listen to. You choose. Somebody who shows love and who shows joy, or somebody who just shows death. You choose, because my greatness is non-negotiable, and I know yours is as well. So y'all have a great day. You know who I'm going for.